Well, hello everybody. My name's Tom Morley, and welcome to Irish Fiddling 101, a continuing series of videos that I'm making to help the budding student out there who is a beginner or an intermediate player who loves fiddling and loves Irish fiddling. I go out there looking for all the best trad tunes that I can here at home and all over the country with summer camps and workshops. I love to teach students how to play great Irish melodies in a combination of by sheet music and playing by ear. On these videos, of course, we'll mainly learn by ear, but you'll be able to watch me closely with what I call the fiddle cam, a second camera that will come around and you'll be able to see my fingers kind of in a fiddler's eye view and catch the sort of things I'm doing. Of course, we all love the fast tunes, the jigs and the reels and the hornpipes, the polkas. They're all a lot of fun to play, but nothing will grab the listeners' hearts like a slow air or a waltz melody. And that's what we're going to learn today. The tune you just heard me play is one of my new all-time favorites. I use that word all the time. I'll have lots of favorites, I guess. But this is a tune called the Boolavogue Waltz. And the Boolavogue is the name of a town. I was not familiar with this tune at all until I saw a wonderful movie that is set in Ireland and the United States. Maybe you've seen it. It's called Brooklyn. It came out last year around December, and then it was actually re-released in the theaters. It was nominated for an Academy Award as Best Picture of the Year. It did not win. It was certainly my vote for the Best Picture of the Year. It told a beautiful story set in the very early 1950s about a younger lady named Ailish who didn't have any prospects at all in her small town in Ireland. And so a priest in America set it up so she could come to America, work there, and get an education. And that's exactly what happened. At first she's very homesick and broken-hearted, and then she meets a young lad with Italian descent, in fact, and they fall in love, and a variety of things happen. Situations happen that take her back to Ireland, and then she has to make a decision whether to stay in Ireland or come back to America. But it's beautifully filmed, a lovely movie. In the very early scenes in the movie, the very last night that she spends in Ireland before she takes the boat off the next day for America, she goes to a dance with her friends, and there's a band on stage, and the tune they were playing that everybody was dancing to was the Boolavogue Waltz. I didn't know what it was, but then I did a little research and found out that that's what was being played. So to this day now, when I play that tune, I can see that scene from Brooklyn in my head as I play it. As I've played it in different concerts and performances, a variety of people have come up to me and said that they heard it played and sung. This tune has lyrics, actually, so it's a song, a politically charged song about a priest in the town of Boolavogue back in the 1700s and his fight for Irish independence and a variety of much more political things than the tune sounds like. So back in the 70s and all through the decades, many other people have heard this song sung as a kind of a lusty political song, and when I've played it, several people have come up to me in concerts and said, I never realized what a beautiful melody that really was. I always heard it with the political words. So I'm glad to turn it into the instrumental once again. If you get to see the movie, don't miss that scene. There's a Irish fiddler up on stage. He's a multi-instrumentalist, John Carthy, and he did all the traditional music that you hear on the soundtrack. So this is kind of his version. The Boolavogue Waltz, the way I play it, is in the key of G. So it's just that beautiful G scale. One sharp, F sharp only, and we need some of the notes on the D string, so I kind of like to play a G scale and a half, starting on D string notes. F sharp, G, then the rest. There's the notes we're going to need. Let me ask you folks that are watching out there, if you, after you practice a scale, do you ever play the arpeggio after it? My scale book that I use with my students usually has a scale and then an arpeggio. That's basically every other note: G, B, D, G, D, B, G. That's also that's a broken chord. That's the notes in a G major chord. So in this case, if you do warm up with the scale and the arpeggio, it's going to help you to play this tune by ear, because the main melody of it is that G arpeggio. Let's listen to the very first part of Boolavogue Waltz. You see that the G arpeggio took those other two little melodic bits and stitched them together, so that's pretty neat. Starts on open D. 3, 1, 1, open 3. Then the G arpeggio. There's the A section of the tune. In this particular waltz, the way that I learned it, there is no repeat. And it's just as well, because the B section is pretty repetitive of the A section anyway. Once you've learned the A section, we'll only learn a few new measures that make the B section a little more interesting and exciting, but it eventually, the last part of the B section goes right back to that original melody with just a little bit of variation. So let's learn that first part once again. It's a very slow tune, so watch my fingers and you'll see what's happening there. There's no big tricks. It really does flow pretty much between the... You're going to get it right there in that 1-octave G scale and a couple extra notes on the D string. So here we go again, the first section. 1, 2. So even that was repetitive within itself. I like to use my pinky, since this is a pretty song, instead of quickly playing that E note as an open E, I use my 4th finger. Okay, so there's the first part. The second part goes up a little in pitch and notes so that it sounds a little more interesting. Can you see what's happening? I just barely played several new measures and then we went right back to that original melody. So no wonder this tune does not repeat the sections. It's pretty repetitive on its own. So once again, the B section, B, C, D. That's the only new part, really. Let's hear that again. 1, 2, 3. Ends with a reprise of the original melody. Melody starts all over again. This is very common with waltz tunes. The form is usually kind of an A, B, A form, where you hear the original melody tacked on at the end to make the whole waltz finish up. It's very rare to hear a waltz tune, particularly that has brand new B section all the way through. It seems to not feel like it's finished if you don't hear that first melody over. So you see, once you've learned those first 8 measures in this tune, you've pretty much got the whole tune again. So let's watch that happen again. G arpeggio. Back to the G, then D, 4, 3, 3, 1, open. That's a little pretty arpeggio. Then back, G arpeggio. Three, 3, 1, open, 3, then up, up, and all the way up to the G. Now we're like the original melody. And there's the first melody. Put a little extra high note. You might notice at the end, just to give it one last little difference, I went up to the A instead of da. I added that. So this tune, you can actually, every 8 measures you play, you can ornament it in a lot of different ways. Once again, you watch a sheet music go by, that's going to help you a lot. I'm going to play it one more time for you, and I'm going to ornament it in a variety of ways and add some double stops to really sweeten it up. Hope you enjoy this version. So I hope you enjoy learning the Boolavogue Waltz from the movie Brooklyn. Once again, thank you for joining me. Tom Morley here. I'm the author of the book Learn to Play Irish Trad Fiddle. If you like this tune, you'll find 50 more great tunes just like it for the beginning and intermediate players out there. You can find that book at my website, irishtradfiddle.com. You can find me on Facebook at the Fiddle Center, Tom Morley's Irish and American Fiddle Studio, and you can contact me anytime with an email at thefiddlecenter@gmail.com. I'll answer any of your fiddling questions and send you the sheet music to this tune as well. Hope to see you next time on the next episode of Irish Fiddling 101. Thanks.